Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about 12 Stoic secrets for doing your best. And trust me, these tips are going to change how you look at challenges, work, and even your own goals. Now, I know life can get pretty overwhelming sometimes, and it feels like there's just too much to handle all at once. Right, that's where Stoicism comes in. It's all about focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. Sounds pretty good, huh? In this episode, we're diving into practical, real-life ways you can use ancient Stoic wisdom to level up your mindset and your daily grind. We'll cover everything from how to stay calm under pressure to how you can turn failures into stepping stones for success. The best part, these are principles you can start using today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to learn some timeless wisdom that'll make life a little smoother and a lot more meaningful. Let's jump into it. 1. Focus only on what you can control. All right, let's kick things off with one of the most important Stoic lessons. Focus only on what you can control. This sounds simple, but it's actually a game changer once you start applying it. Think about it. How much time do we waste stressing over things that are completely out of our hands? Other people's opinions, random events, or even things like the weather. We get all caught up worrying about stuff we can't change, and it just drains our energy. What can you really control? The Stoics were pretty clear about this. There are only 3 things you can truly control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Everything else, that's out of your hands. You can't control if someone likes you, if you get that promotion, or if things go exactly as planned. But you can control how you show up, how hard you work, and how you respond when things don't go your way. Take a situation where you're working on a big project at your job. You can control how much effort you put in how prepared you are, and your attitude about the whole thing. But what if the outcome isn't what you expected? Maybe your boss didn't like it, or external factors affected the project's success. The Stoics would say, hey, you did your part. The rest wasn't up to you. That's the key. When you focus on what you can control, you free yourself from all that unnecessary stress about the outcome. The Stoic approach, internal versus external. Epictetus, one of the big names in Stoic philosophy, said it best: some things are in our control and others are not. Once you really get this, it changes how you deal with challenges. The more time and energy you spend on things you can't control, the more stressed out and frustrated you get. But if you focus on what's actually within your power, your thoughts, actions, and how you handle situations, you'll feel more in control and less weighed down by things you can't fix. In Stoicism, they break life down into 2 categories: internals, things you can control, and externals, things you can't. The trick is to invest your energy in the internal stuff and let the external stuff go. Sounds easy, but it takes practice. Life example: dealing with criticism. Let's say you get some harsh feedback from your boss or a colleague. Your first reaction might be to get defensive or feel like you've messed up. But here's the Stoic way to look at it. You can't control someone else's opinion or how they express it. What you can control is how you respond. Do you get upset and let it ruin your day? Or do you take a step back, evaluate the feedback, and decide whether it's useful or just noise? By focusing on what you can control, your reaction, You stay calm and clear-headed no matter how tough the criticism is. How to focus on what you can control. Here are a few ways you can start shifting your focus to the things you actually have power over. 1. Make a control list. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed, grab a pen and paper and jot down what's in your control and what isn't. This will help you figure out where to direct your energy. 2. Practice acceptance. If something is out of your control, like a traffic jam or a last-minute change in plans, practice accepting it without resistance. Fighting reality only makes things hard. 3. Reframe challenges. Instead of seeing every problem as a disaster, ask yourself, what can I do about this right now? This small shift helps you feel more empowered and less stressed. Real-life example, dealing with uncertainty. Let's talk about something we've all been through. Times of uncertainty. Whether it's a job market downturn, early issue peace, a pandemic or personal struggles. Life can throw some major curveballs. You can't control those big events, but you can control how you react. Take the pandemic, for example. So many things were out of our hands. Lockdowns, job changes, health concerns. But people who stayed focused on what they could control, like taking care of their mental health, building new skills, or finding ways to stay connected with loved ones, ended up feeling more grounded and less overwhelmed, letting go of perfectionism. A lot of us fall into the trap of perfectionism, where we feel like we have to control every little detail and get everything just right. But perfectionism is exhausting, and it's usually focused on things we can't really control, like how others perceive our work or how flawless the outcome is. The Stoics would tell you to aim for progress, not perfection. Do your best and be okay with the fact that some things won't go exactly as planned. It's freeing once you let go of the idea that everything has to be perfect. For example, if you're preparing for a presentation, focus on what you can control, your preparation, your delivery, and your confidence. Once you've done that, let go of worrying about how others will react. You did your best, and that's enough. Why focusing on what you can control helps you thrive? When you start focusing on what's actually within your control, here is what happens. 1. Less stress. You stop wasting time and energy worrying about things you can't change, which leads to a more focused mindset. 2. More productivity. By putting your energy into things you can actually influence, you'll get more done and feel more accomplished. 3. Greater resilience. Life will always have challenges, but when you focus on your response instead of the problem, you become stronger and better equipped to handle setbacks. 4. Conclusion. Focusing on what you can control. Freedom. At the end of the day, the Stoics remind us that our true power lies in controlling ourselves, our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. Everything else, that's up to the universe, and stressing about it won't change a thing. So, next time you find yourself getting stressed or overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, let it go. And if the answer is yes, then focus on what you can do right now to move forward. This mindset shift will help you feel more in control of your life, less stressed, and more at peace with whatever comes your way. 2. Do your best in everything, but let go of the outcome. Now let's dive into something super important, doing your best, but not getting attached to the outcome. This one can be tough to wrap your head around, because naturally, we all want good results, right? But the Stoics had a different approach. They believed that while you should absolutely give your all in whatever you're doing, you should also understand that the final result isn't always in your control. And honestly, once you get this concept, it'll take a huge weight off your shoulders. Why it's so important to let go of the outcome. Think about how much stress comes from worrying about how things will turn out, whether it's a big work project, a relationship, or even something small like a social media post. We often get obsessed with what the result will be. Will my boss like it? Will I get that promotion? Will people think I'm smart or cool? The problem with that kind of thinking is that you're putting all your energy into something you can't fully control. The Stoics, like Epictetus, taught that you should focus on what you can control